So hello everyone. Today we are showing you how to create your sprint using Excel import. So the process is pretty simple that you have a product backlog with you. We will show you how can you select product backlog item, stories or any other product backlog item and put it into a sprint. And after that, identify that, okay, which all tasks you want to create under which all user stories and create a file where you can identify tasks as well as their parent relationship with the story, the estimated efforts, as well as whom you want to assign to it, and then make that file ready and import directly in the Jira and see that your sprint work is ready. Your sprint planning is probably ready. So Kapil, let's get started. Let's create the sprint and take it forward. Yeah.
Okay, so sprint creation is very easy. Just click on this create sprint button and then we can check these stories. So these are the stories, those we want to move into the sprint.
So we are just showing you that these stories are blank as of now, that there is no subtask to it. There are linked issues, but there is no subtask to it. So these are the three stories or items we have picked up from our product backlog. Now we can move these items into the sprint. Yeah. So we just demonstrated that these items are none, blank, and we can say
can move in one go just by selecting all of three.
Perfect. So maybe in the beginning of your sprint planning meeting, you decided to move these stories in an upcoming sprint. And now one of the possibilities you get into the each story and add subtasks there. That's a possibility. And in a previous video, we spoke about that. But here we are looking at a possibility of doing the work in the Excel if that makes the things comfortable for you and then importing it back. Yeah.
Okay. So here is the file that we want to import. So these are the columns like issue type. All the issue type would be subtask. Then we are providing the summary, title of the subtask, description of the subtask, and their parent ID. Parent ID is the story ID that you can check. These are the stories ID: SDP8, SDP9, and SDP11. So we are also assigning these tasks to the assignee. Okay, so here we have two columns. One is estimate in hours and another is estimate in second. Actually, Jira take estimate in seconds at the base level, then it convert internally. So we would only map this field. This field would be ignored when we import that field.
Yeah. So the field use of estimate in hours is that you might want to estimate in hour and put a formula for calculation in second. That's why we kept this field. But ultimately for import purpose, we just need an estimate in second. The email ID assignees should be part of your team. That is what is expected. The parent ID is the key thing. So you can visually see the parent ID coming in your items, in your Jira board, and you need to make sure that parent ID is rightly mapped to the items. So this is like your sprint planning, and when you have a file ready, you go for the step. Go ahead. Yeah.
Just click on the create button and you would get this button over there, import issues. Just click on this. And after that, we have to choose the file which we want to import. And that file is in CSV format. Now just click on next. We have to select the project where we want to import. And if there is any date field, then we have to change the format of the date as well. Okay, here we have to map these columns to the Jira columns. Currently, our name is same, so you would match same field to the same field. But if you have some different name, then you can estimate it different, like this column. So it needs to be matched to original estimate. In Excel, its name is estimate second, but real field is original estimate. So we don't want to map this column, estimate hours. Issue types, parent ID, and then summary. We have mapped all the fields. Just click on the next. Okay, here we have two options. Either we can start importing directly, or if you want to validate that, then you can click on validate. So let's click on import. So it is showing us like 12 issues are imported because every stories have 4 subtasks. So we can refresh this story to validate the task.
So your job is done. Now you have this subtask added. You can also see that they are also assigned. Yeah. So the as, K, AQ, like all the AO words are showing that people are assigned. And we can also get into the details of the task to see the hours which we estimated in the Excel sheet is also available there.
So you can see like 8 hours being allotted for, to this task, and it's converted into 1 day. So this is just a mapping. We can change that mapping as well. Like 8 hours is equal to 1 day, or 7 hours is equal to 1 day. It's up to us.
Yeah, perfect. We can go to the sprint backlog view and see that how the sprint backlog probably looks like now.
At backlog level, there would be no change.
Yeah, but we probably can expand it at somewhere. Board level.
In active, but we have not started the sprint. For that,
Okay.
we just have to start the sprint first.
Yes.
So this
Just
is
to,
the backlog.
yeah, just to show you how it works, we are just starting the sprint. In reality, you may want to do a little bit more work before you finalize your sprint planning. Yes.
Yes. Now you can see like every stories have subtasks.
As well as assignment done, as well as an estimation done. Yeah. So if you feel clicking on each story item and creating multiple tasks as a boring and time consuming process, the thing which I don't like there is that I don't end up seeing the whole view. I just get limited to a one particular user story. So it might be okay if individuals are doing that work, but when we are doing in a team, we will want to see the whole picture rather than just limiting our view for a per story. For me personally, looking at in Excel makes me see the whole thing pretty much clear. And that's the reason I explored this idea of importing using Excel sheet. Now, if you face any difficulty while doing it, feel free to connect with us. You can comment in the video or connect with us to get some assistance for such kind of import feature in your project environment.